Greetings, friends. This is surprising news. Many Americans are being urged to file taxes early in order to receive their refund check sooner. Experts say millions of people are expected to receive a larger paycheck from the federal government. This is due to a few reasons, including decreasing inflation. My dear friends, I'll be sharing with you what you need to know. So please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community. Tomorrow, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
I'll be brief, and I think this committee needs to do a very important job, and unfortunately, we are not. We can talk about balancing something. Congress hasn't even tried to balance anything for a while. Two-thirds of our spending is on steroids, recurring, because we're so weak, we're afraid to vote on it and really deal with that. And the rest of it, we cannot touch most of it. We cannot even pass appropriations bill. We keep increasing the amount of unauthorized spending for decades. So it's a very, very serious situation. Our growth in GDP will not be covering now even growth in interest, and how much debt has to be refinanced in the next few years at this interest rate and slow down in the economy will reach soon the point where half of our spending will go on interest, just interest on debt. And that is going to be collapse of our economy. And the only way to solve it will be, if we continue punting these issues, it's double taxes on the middle class, because everyone here is afraid to reform anything. So doubling taxes in the middle class, which paid roughly about, if you add all taxes, 50%, now probably you'll get to 80%, will have socialism. And unfortunately, we had lots of discussions, lots of good things, and I appreciate your committee had hearing on that commission recently. There are a lot of good people here in the House been working, and I think there are a lot of these proposals. I work with a number of people, and we try to reconcile the differences, but I think at least in the House we do have some bipartisan support, but the Senate is in trouble because Senate only cares about elections, power, and unfortunately doesn't want to deal it on a bipartisan basis. So I would urge my colleagues here, Republicans and Democrats in your committee, to start really thinking about our country and what we're doing to our country, and have at least a conversation. Our debt, our credit rating was downgraded just because we're even not willing. We're so weak and worthless here that not willing to have a serious conversation that will be destructive for so many people. And inflation will destroy middle class in our country and opportunities for people on lower income and people on fixed income. So I think this is a very serious national security crisis. I think Budget Committee needs also look how we can reform. We did some reforms at the beginning of last century, then we did at the end, closer to the end of the century, but realized that it's not working. We're not budgeting here. We do a lot of presentations and hearing, but not really looking. And number one functions was given to Congress by we the people. It's power of the purse and power of war, because our founding fathers understood that's the only way American people can have accountability. And I think this is a very, very important thing that we need to try to move the needle, and I hope we'll have a bipartisan support and support of this committee. And I'd be happy to help you in any way I can, and I appreciate Chairman really leading the charge on this issue.
It is almost a new year, but there is still something about 2023 that needs to be wrapped up, and that is taxes. Tax season typically opens in late January, when the Internal Revenue Service officially starts accepting and processing tax filings. You usually have until April 15th to file, unless it's a holiday or a weekend, which gives you more time to submit your taxes. According to USA Today, professionals urge most people to prepare now and get them done as soon as possible. Mark Stieber, the chief tax officer at Jackson Hewitt, told reporters, refunds were down a little last year due to waning crisis benefits, but I think it has settled and may be up because of inflation adjustments. Last year, the average tax refund by the April deadline was $2,753. That is down from the prior year's $3,012, when crisis-related benefits help boost refunds. The IRS makes annual inflation adjustments to many tax provisions, including tax brackets, standard deductions, 401k, and IRA contributions. Income thresholds for 2023 tax brackets were adjusted up a record 7% because of soaring inflation. So if your taxable income stayed relatively flat, you may end up in a lower tax bracket with a lower tax rate that goes with it. Single filers with taxable income of $41,776 to $89,075 were in the 22% federal income tax bracket last year. For 2023, that bracket applies to single filers with taxable income, which is now up to $95,375. So if you have $42,000 of taxable income in 2022 and 2023, you will move from the 22% federal tax bracket to the 12% bracket when you file your 2023 tax return. Standard deductions also were adjusted up by about 7%, meaning more of your income will escape tax. Nearly 90% of American taxpayers take the standard deduction. A refund is usually the biggest incentive to file your taxes early. 3 out of 4 taxpayers will likely receive a refund, and for most Americans, it is the single largest payday of the year. However, there are other reasons to file early too. This includes having more time to file an accurate return. If you or your tax preparer finds a mistake, you have more time to correct it. Filing an accurate return will ensure you'll receive your refund quickly if you're due one and cut the chances of any delays. Though you cannot officially submit your taxes to the IRS until it says it's ready to accept them, you can start to prepare them as soon as you receive all of your 2023 tax information from employers, banks, and other financial institutions. You should start receiving and collecting this in January. There is also some big news for the U.S. housing economy. Mortgage rates continue to plunge this week. This is good news for home buyers who have been facing the least affordable housing market since the 1980s. After dropping under 7% last week for the first time since mid-August, rates fell again this week. It was the 8th straight week of declines, dragged lower by the anticipation of Federal Reserve rate cuts beginning next year. The average mortgage rate is based on mortgage applications that Freddie Mac receives from thousands of lenders across the nation. The survey includes only borrowers who put 20% down and have excellent credit. A current buyer's rate may be different. Experts have also said home builders are also starting to feel the positive effects. A rise in home builder confidence, followed by new home construction reaching its highest level since May, signals a response to meet heightened demand as current inventory remains low. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Dearest friends, thank you very much for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.